There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't know that the entire time I was talking, it was even active. So, okay, I just want to make sure that this thing is working. Alright. Um, so, I know I was supposed to start around like 12 o'clock. I thought I had a recording, but, or like streaming, but it turns out I was still on pause mode, so those were just coming in on time, but then had to back out because I wasn't even on. I'm terribly sorry for that. But, the reason why I'm kind of starting this is because I'm getting numerous comments from both YouTube as well as Steam. The other account I have, which is on Steam. And as you can see from what I have posted here, these are the kind of comments I've been getting. And the much worse ones are either not posted in here or something that I forgot to kind of add it here. Or even the most worst scenario is they're so very graphic I couldn't even post it here on in the first place. But I guess the biggest question that everyone has been posted on or asking me is, am I a furry? Well, I'm going to give you a straight out answer. Heck no, I am not a furry. And yet, even though my character is, well, what you're seeing right now that's being active whenever I'm talking or not, it may be in the borderlines of it, but it's not. The reason why my character the way it is because there's a double meaning to it. But it's definitely not for the furry community. In fact, I have one character who is actually for the furry community, but even still, he's not done. And it's something that I kind of remember some dark information about it before I was very young. But it's not like I how you say, disassociated with the character itself, but it's just more than having to, well, I just don't know how to describe it. The thing is that I'm very upset about this because the reason why I even made this character is because it was around the time the Bronies community was coming up. And when My Little Pony seasons were up and at 'em, I mean, I wasn't that much of a Brony fan until I started watching, like, from season 1 to all the way to season 9, and yeah, that just happened. But unfortunately, during those early seasons, which is around season 2, I was basically stuck with my folks, and my PC that I had was basically garbage. So when I wanted to make my own OC character for that community, it just wasn't, well, updated. My PC wind up crashing onto me, and I wind up having like the worst computer on my entire life. And it wasn't even Windows, it was something else that may be safer for internet, but it's just crap for me. It just didn't help me at all. But I'm just so but in all general, the thing is that my character was made very late, and until season 9 came out, I was finally able to move out of my folks with enough money to actually live on my own and basically live closer to my job and not have to stress with, well, family drama. But and even sadder times is that by the time I even found out that the whole show was over and all, I can't catch up with like reviewings or anything from that. But I wanted to do a more meaningful for my character since, you know, it's a canine and I happen to like wolves. But of course, the first thing that people end up seeing my character when it was finally finished from the rough draft is, oh my goodness, it's a furry. What should we do? This creature is going to harm our children and everything else from our community. What should we even do? I just don't know what they're talking about until I find out that there is like much disturbing communities from this that I'm just, I mean, you could tell from my tone that I'm just very distraught from this. It's just people have very bad opinions on just judging from person instead of just having a sit down, having a listen to these people and just, hear them out from what their character is about, then rather than just look at the image from first time, then okay, they just judge it right then and there, then instead of asking the person like, hey, this is not what you think. But of course I end up getting all that brash firsthand when my boyfriend died from COVID. And this is really why I was distraught, because the first time when I tried to extend my hand a bit during the dark times early on, I tried to see about expanding my videos onto Steam. And I was hoping that, just like YouTube, maybe the Steam community could actually help out. Just from looking at the videos for a bit, and then they check out my channel, they see the one video that's updated recently, and they, just checked it out. But nothing like this has ever extended to that part. In fact, it just makes things worse. First judgment, from looking at my profile icon, they just point out some many flaws, and it's just wrong. It's just so disgusting to me. It's even disgusting when I can't even play like VR chat and having people see the icon on me, and then instantly they say, oh my god, a furry, disgusting, why do you beings have to be like this? Instead of just communicating with the person in first hand, they just automatically judge you. It's kind of like, well, if I had to describe the kind of feeling I'm getting from this, it's like immediately, instead of just hearing the person out if he's African American or not, and instead of just, just talking to the person, they just hear the word, oh, I'm black, and they just go into the rant of racist mode. But of course, I'm not opposed to bring something like that, because it's not much of a race card. It's something else. But I feel like this is basically kind of like the same thing, but it's not. It's just bad. It's just really bad. But I understand when people end up saying that, well, instead of, judging the person, I mean, we don't know if this person, it really is like a creep or something. But it's just it's just bad to me. So the reason why I even have something like this posted on my video right now is this is what I've been getting much worse just for like months right now. And you may try to look at them in my videos right now, but right now they're already deleted, because it's just, I don't want to look at them. It hurts me more. Not much as it hurts me like mentally or physically. It just hurts like the fact that instead of just looking or asking the person like, hey, are you really what you are? And instead, like for instance, Hardly, the person who you can see right here in this little corner that has a Sonic the Hedgehog icon, he ends up asking if I was a furry, and if so, then, I mean, if I am, then yeah, that's what the result is. But the fact that I told him later on, as I could see about bringing that up real quick, it was just bad, man. All this time I've been trying to calm myself down, try to figure out a way to kind of talk right. It's just very stressful for the time being. I wanted to just say, like, I've been doing okay, but not in general. It's just painful to me right now. Okay, let me see if I could bring this up right now. There we go. So, as you can see right here in the comments, this is what he posted, like, I would say a day ago. Like, yeah, like 1 day ago. If I was a furry, and then a big long gap. If so, then blank already. And I know that showing that I might get in trouble for it, but yeah, that's generally what he said. But then I told him, like, no, I'm not. In fact, I might make a video about explaining about my character. And he's like, oh, okay. Now, I could pretty much say, like, you know, that's pretty much calling the kettle black. Especially since he's using a character that stands on 2 legs, often wears clothes, talks like a human, has emotional like humans, and basically, you know, is pretty much the description of a furry. And he used a Sonic the Hedgehog icon for it. But of course, people will probably say, like, no, that doesn't count. That he's not a furry, he's a game character or something like that. But, I mean, that's what I feel like. But I don't blame him. I think it's just he doesn't want to be put down as much. So, yeah, it is just very distraughting that you get one person from one thing and then everything else is just bad. But that's why I wanted to make this kind of video for today. It's just, the thing is that when people end up asking, what am I, like, am I really a furry? I tell them no. But could I be friends with furries? Like, I mean, to me, I mean, I don't care. I don't care if the person is a goblin or a unicorn or, heck, even an alien or something. I would be friends with the person as long as they treat me with the respect. That is the kind of person I am. I don't care the labeling that people has for anything. If you're a furry, heck, I could be friends with you, but that doesn't mean that I'm also a furry. As long as you respect that maybe I'm not much of a furry, but I'm a brony, or better yet, just a mascot character. That's another thing I wanted to just say is, I may not be a furry, and I may not be, well, closely enough as a brony, since bronies would basically have pony sonas, but even still, I try to make my character design looking like the same as Generation 4's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But even still, even if it's not a pony, I still wanted to show that, hey, I'm in the community. But people don't look at the line graphics from that. They just see, like, it's a wolf, it has white and blue colors, it seems to talk, it doesn't look like a wolf, so automatically they think, okay, then you're really not a brony, you're a furry. But I just don't feel like that. I really just don't feel that. But I just feel more like I'm just a mascot. But in more understanding than not, I wanted to just basically say, if you guys really think I'm that much of a furry, then the question is, what about you guys? You can't just judge me just as much as I can't judge any of y'all. So the people on here that I posted, do I really should be judging them rather than them judging me? It may feel wrong and it may feel like disrespect, but I just feel like this is what I should be doing, or make them understand, because they hurt me in a much negative way. But or not even that, but I can't even think right. I wish I could have this scripted, but I'm just talking this by raw emotion right now. And so when it comes to just basically judging a person, don't judge them right away. Just ask. It does not hurt anybody. And if it's really that hard to just ask for the person if they are or they not, then really that's on you. That's not on me. But then again, maybe that should be my fault because I didn't describe myself right away and people are automatically judging me for who I am. So, this is why I'm making the video. Am I really a furry? No, I'm not. But at least to some extent, I'm a brony, but even I'm hearing bad news about the brony community. So, I'm not distancing myself with them. I just hope that, they changed a little bit. So, negativity that's been going around from them may, maybe damper down or so. If not, then, I just don't. I still remember the easy designs that they have in the show, and that's what I like. But if it's just full of negative stuff, and I don't know, I just really don't know. But the only thing I can really describe for my character itself is more of mascot on animal abuse. And no, I'm not saying like this animal, my character itself is abused, but let's say that the story background for the character that I was thinking about making is basically like not selfishness, but it's hardship. It's basically the dealing with trust and fear, but at the same time it's showing like love and trust. So that's why I feel this is what my character is. I basically have like less trust that I've been dealing with people outside or inside the games or not. But the only thing I can say is my character is basically a mascot to making sure that people could give respect on small creatures, because I've been hearing a lot of abuse on a lot of animals that doesn't even deserve the abuse. Like, say for example, I have an aunt who actually rescued a kitten who was thrown on the side of the bridge. And I mean, when I mean a bridge, this is like a river bridge, but the river itself is completely dried. So this is all concrete that the poor kitten was tossed right down to the ground, and it's like maybe like a 1-story fall from it, or even 1.5 stories. And my aunt thought it was just a person who was tossing garbage on the side of the road. But the minute that the bag opened and a kitten come out, she freaked out and actually rescued the little guy. And he was like shaking and I think vanishingly hurt. And she wanted to have like justice for the little guy. And the guy who tossed the kitten out on the bridge, I don't know if he was ever caught. My aunt hasn't told me about it, but now the kitten has grown into a full adult cat, and he's being taken care of by her friend, I believe. And he's a really good cat. He may be afraid from a lot of people, but he still loves the person who rescued him, which is my aunt. And I guess he knows the difference between a good person and a bad person, but he is still like a little bit worried about others around him. And this is not the only story I have. I have like other animal stories that I basically like taken care of and live with or heard from family members. And you see, this is why I feel like I kept my character this up for so long, because I hate people when they abuse animals, treating them like they're objects and not treating them like they're equals. And it hurts me because most of the animals I end up taking care of for some time, or even my family members, they just needed love. And it hurts me when I end up seeing like just bad shape in them. For instance, when my mom and her boyfriend, they adopted a dog, and she was almost like like maybe hours or days away putting down, she base they basically adopted a female dog. I think she was basically a mutt. I don't remember what her breed was, but the only known fact I know about her, namely, which they named her Chloe, they basically found out that she was afraid of men, she was afraid of being left alone, and she was basically like worried that any fleeing on the hand will be a hit for her. And so she basically suffered like a separation anxiety, I guess abuse from male owners, because even when my mom's boyfriend adopted her, like she would growl or try to fight back, but still tries to like tuck her tail in. But it was because years and years that he actually took care of this dog. Like he actually gave her like space and trust, and well, even burgers from Sonic. She actually, sees that my mom's boyfriend was a very trusting human, and from the separation anxiety, she had it real bad. But because of his, I think, psychotherapy livings, meaning that he studied psychological means, and he basically used his skill to help her out, and now she doesn't suffer anymore. So she actually is a loving dog who has like basically like aunts and uncles and grandparents who love her very dearly. We treat her like she's part of our own family. It doesn't matter if like, oh, so you treat her like family, do you treat her like a human? Like, we just treat her pretty much as respectful as anybody else would treat their own pets as they are. You don't abuse them because you think like, oh, they make funny noises like they're squeaky toys, or because they react the kind of way you know that they ain't gonna react, basically fighting back. But see, this is why I basically feel my character should be like the way it is. I don't want any animals to be abused. But even so, over the years now, things have kind of developed more, as I've been basically in servers that you end up hearing stories from not just abuse from animals, but abuse on like family members, or even worse, like young ones. And to me, I hate that. I actually have some family members who were mainly like young cousins who were being abused from either parents or family members you don't know of, or even like being bullied from school. And to me, I hate that. That's why I always ask them, like, if you ever need help, don't hesitate to ask. Don't try to like keep it as a secret. If you have a problem with like your parents, like you need to ask your grandparents or your aunts, the ones you know you could trust. That's who you need to speak to. Or if you have any issues from that, just ask me, and I can help you out. If we need to have like an extra hand for it, like if I have a group to help out or not. But or even if it's not within the group, then I'll just figure out how to get them the help they need. But so this is who I am basically. I'm not a furry. I may be a brony, and I'm mostly a mascot, but I'm not a disgusting being that needs to be put down. I am more human than anybody else here. And the people who tell me that I should end my life in the worst case scenario during COVID, shame on you. The Steam community should be actually being better than this. And especially since they just got another company from the game industry to actually join in with the Steam group. I mean, I would imagine that maybe some way that some of this group could actually see what the Steam community is doing. But I don't know. If these people are just trying to act like they're more trolls than they are as well, they just think that they're funny. It is not. It is not funny to me. I imagine it's not funny to anybody else. There's a different level of being funny. And the fact that they're saying all of these things is not funny. It's just between bullying, harassment. Hell, I know the difference of harassment, but this is them trying to be funny, and it's not funny at all. So, though I may seem a little bit down to the fact that I'm actually posting the names out, and normally you should not chase these people out. The thing is that you have to understand these are just examples. These are just some of the people who should understand that instead of just automatically thinking that, hey, we should tell this person to do harm to themselves as a joke. It's not funny. You're just making things worse. Have you not read the news articles of when people are cyberbullying others to do harmful to themselves? Yeah. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I imagine that the Steam community should actually be aware of this. But the bad part about this is, compared to YouTube, you could actually have a right to write down whatever phrases you want, and they won't pop up in the comments. And it's sort of okay, but at the same time, I don't know. I just don't know. But with Steam, they're allowing this to happen, and your only choice is you either have this person to continue on with the harassment of it, or just delete the comments. I have most of these comments already deleted onto some of my videos and everything else from just a partly message, well, like a little letter mail. But yeah, I'm basically just tired of these kind of things, and I just don't know why people like these exist. It's just annoying to me. But at least I hope this maybe clarified a bit to some people who are maybe watching the stream or not. So if you do understand that just looking at my character would still make judgment saying that I'm a furry, I'm not. I already know the definition of the furries anyways, but my character is so not a furry. Although I can't say that the fact that it has fur, yes, it is a furry character, but in general, not the definition of a furry. I don't like the kind of furries that harm like people or animals. I do not like those. But if it's just, the kind that don't harm, but they just happen to just like being the way they are, like accessories, or if they happen to like other groups, like kind of like the My Little Pony group, but with other animal characters, that kind. But just as long as they don't hurt others, that's fine. But if they're the ones who are like, what do you call it, zoophilia or something like that, no, I am not like those. I am not those disgusting group. But right now, I think I'm just like so burnt out. That's another thing I wanted to say too, that the reason why I was gone for quite some time. But it was basically something else in the matter. But I basically fixed all that, so I basically had some time to try to think the way I need to say things to everything else. I don't know, but I just hope I answered all y'all's questions at this time. That the biggest one that y'all needed to know I just hope that answers y'all questions. But if there's something I haven't answered that y'all need to ask, don't be afraid to comment below this video here. Don't be afraid to ask. At least, as long as it's appropriate, just ask the question. It's not like I'm gonna instantly bite y'all in the head for it. It's just it's just as long as it's not something like what these characters did. It's just disrespectful, man. Just straight out. But I think that's about, like, right now I could probably end the stream. I was really hoping that maybe there would be more questions to be asked or so, but if there's not, then it's fine. It's just straight out fine. And I just hope that y'all would at least love yourselves to, be good to everyone else, be kind to others, but just not like this, man. Just not like this. If anybody else, like I said, have questions, just be sure to ask in the comments and I'll answer them right away. Just as long as they're appropriate. If you guys need to see any of my videos, you're welcome to. You're also welcome to comment any of them. If there's anything wrong with some of them, just try to comment anywhere from here or Steam at least, and I'll see about fixing it up. But I don't know. I think I'm just mentally tired right now. A lot has happened, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next time. I'll see about posting like maybe a new video when I can. And I would also say one other thing too. For those who've been sticking onto my channel for as long as they have, the at least 1,300 subscribers, I thank you from the bottom of my heart to, well, having the patience to stick here as long as you have. But those who actually left before any of this happened, I do apologize. I know I should be posting as I have said, but a lot of things have happened since the last time I have stated. So, and I know I tried to post it recently, the Poppy's Playtime Chapter 2, but trust me, there was a lot of more other things that I was keeping things like hidden from, and yeah. I'll just end this stream right now. So I hope y'all, well, understand what's going on here. So if, like I said, you guys take care of yourselves, be careful, stay safe, and just don't do anything foolish like this, okay? Y'all have a nice day.